Welcome back to another episode of Tyranny. So I reloaded, and I'm going to choose the other option because this one's dual wielding, and I don't really want to learn that with my character. I'm not a dual wielder. Let's just do the bows one.
If you want to risk becoming a pincushion, it's your funeral. But you're right about one thing. This will be fun.
Gain 5 bow skill ranks. Since I'm already kind of learning projectile stuff with my javelin, takes a turn loosing blunted arrows, using each other as moving targets versus an accomplished runner. She swats the first few projectiles that get close out of the air. When her turn arrives, it takes all your energy to keep up with her relentless volley of projectiles. You observe her technique and take a valuable lesson to learn to heart. Nice. All right, let's continue on with our questings. And there's some people here we should talk to that were not there earlier. The prisoner says his name is Tarkus Dimos Drastus. Lets out a long sigh, tapping his gauntlet finger to his temple. Then I don't think this is a complicated matter. He dies. His family's been a driving force in the Vendrian Guard. Killing him should demoralize whatever's left of the Tarkus clan. All of us must be given a chance to find absolution in the service of the Scarlet Chorus. The mage points a finger at the disfavored officer. And you know full well this has always been our way. He has a chance to be a slave or a soldier. Only then do we feed him to the pigs. We'd let you take prisoners, but you can't control them. You send those conscripts out on patrol and they never return, defecting all over again. I can't let this nonsense strategy continue. Well, I insist this Oathbringer be taken to the voices of Nurat, leaving us at an impasse. Unfortunately, we have a fate binder here to settle the matter for us. The chanter turns to you. So what do you say? What should become of this prisoner? Should we gain favor with disfavored, or favor with the chorus? Let's just do this favored since we've been selecting them along. I think I'll look at the favor chart in a second. A slow death achievement. I don't know if you can see the achievements. The Tearsman can't be trusted. Rakes, thieves, and whores. Nothing more. We were far too merciful the first time. Have this one tied up. He and his friends can watch each other rot in the sun. I won't keep you any longer, Fatebringer. I know you have important business in the valley. Dratus salutes you, his iron gauntlet wrapping you. For all the glory of Kairos. Alright. Just murdered that dude. All for some reputation points. So sad. Let's see, where's that reputation thing? Alright, so this favorite, I'm almost to level 3. I want to get to level 3, so I want to keep driving that one. And this one, eventually I get to 30 Wrath if I keep screwing with them. So, it's kind of nice how you can build both Wrath and Favor at the same time. And neither really seem to be bad. Like, it's just, neither one are negative. Or AKA, like you can get stuff out of each one, which is kind of nice. So there's another star here. You have my thanks. Ironwalker, Fatebinder, a pleasure to have you join us. You never really know if one of Tunon's officers is battle ready until the fighting breaks out. She nods with approval. You can clearly hold your own in a fight. There's a lot of females in this game. I think that's nice. Lots of RPGs like this, it's all males, but it's nice to see so many female fighting characters. Anyway, broad shoulders disfavored soldier snaps to salute. Thank Kairos for that. There's been too much talk of late, not enough actions. The Archon of War is planning his next move. Would you have him hasten his plans for your impatience? Spear soldier glowers in the gap of your helm. Never, ma'am. Graven ash protects. Shoulders salute tightly clenched. I'm just eager to see Vendrian Guard buried under their own patch of defense. Need something? Why hasn't the siege been resolved? It's because the Scarlet Corps scoff at the Great General's plans. They aren't carrying their weight. They should be using their great numbers to patrol and harass the enemy. If you ask me, I think they're intentionally going easy on the Oathbreakers. She grinds her fist into her palm. Even if they listen to us, these are both disfavored guys. Are they even capable of following orders? The Scarlet Corps doesn't have a chain of command. They're just a rabble of gang bosses cutting each other's throats for advancement. Pissing on the disfavored is like a badge of honor, if you don't mind my saying so. Tell me about the disfavored. We are the proud elite of Kairos' military strength, selected from the finest northern stock and hammered again against the anvil of war. If you want to put that in perspective, disfavored are a sword forged with care and then polished and sharpened to perfection. The Scarlet Chorus are more of a rusty pitchfork dredged out of a swamp, effective in large numbers but easily outclassed. Ashen Grave protects indeed. What have you survived? In my early days, I broke from my phalanx and ran at an enemy. Received a spear in my guts for my effort. Took a better part of an afternoon for the Archons' protection to patch me up. Learned a valuable lesson, too. When I was at Azure, I caught a hammer blow to the side of my head. All I remember is a ringing sound and feeling my skull shatter from jawline to ear to top. I woke up hours later. The medic says there's pieces of my helmet lodged in my brain. Draws herself up. My badge, my reminder. Crazy. We owe it to the Great General. He gives us the strength to fight where others would flee, and to stand where others would fall. What a pile of dung. They're right about one thing. The disfavored have taken too many blows to the head. You don't believe in Ash's protection? I believe in it all right, but I don't buy that he's doing anyone a favor. In war, death is a lesson. Survival is its own reward. If Ash protects his soldiers, the weakest of them occupy space in the phalanx that can be put to better use. Ashen Grave gives his soldiers the chance to improve, which is more than the voices of Nurat allows. Gives minor favor. Or, maybe you're right, Ash invites weakness in the ranks. Verse gets minor average loyalty. I don't really need more loyalty from her, so I'm not going to do that one. Do that one. Minor favor. That's favor with disfavored. Favor with the disfavored. Alright. Confusing name. Alright. Leave as you were. Done talking to those fools. There's some dudes over here. Fatebinder. Aurora salutes you as you approach. We are honored by your presence. Oh, it's Aurora again. What's the situation here in Vendrian's well? The Oathbreakers hold the citadel at the heart of the valley, the one built around the base of the spire. Aurora points east towards the tower in the distance. The Myanti River has been our largest headache during the siege. It's unsafe for armored troops to ford, save for at key locations. The enemy knows this and as well as we do. We know we'd be a lot further along if the Scarlet Chorus used its alleged strength in numbers to ford the river themselves and overwhelm the enemy. Aurora looks at Verse with a disapproving air. As it is, we must take the valley slowly and advance the disfavored bulwark, since that's where the real work gets done. Because all it takes is numbers to cross a river under a hail of arrows. Because all it takes is numbers to cross a river. Yeah. If the disfavored were quicker to act, maybe the Vendrian Guard wouldn't be so trained up to face us. Let's see, Verse. Gain average fear and gain average loyalty. Or favor. Disfavored, gain average favor. Lore versus a point. Gain average wrath. There's been a lack of cooperation here. Aurora's correct. The slow advance will win out. Without question, patience and determination will deliver the tearsmen to us in chains. How long you been with the disfavored? 7 years. She pauses to count her fingers. 2 seasons. Perhaps, mayhap, a handful of days. I trained at a Fort Resolution a bit before the conquest. Compared to the commanders you find around camp are stationed at Iron Hearth, that makes me one of the young bloods. This has been a long, grueling campaign, but the end is in sight. We'll soon have the Oathbreakers back under control. Then we can rest, retrain, and even cycle out the troops so we can see our families again. What can you tell me about Vendrian's Guard? We are the last gasp of the younger realms. They are the last gasp. Among them are the warriors that escaped the bastard city siege, a few refugees of other victories, and a bunch of Vendrian locals with delusions of independence. Seen anything interesting during the war? I once saw a forge-bound artisan set himself on fire, occupational hazard. This was an unpleasant day. The first of many, to be honest. Yeah, I think I was with her when I saw this. At least that was in the history. Carry on. She taps her gauntlet to have a pleasant siege, Fatebringer. Alright. I think we've explored all this place. How exciting. Let's go to the bottom of the map and continue on our journey. We still have a bunch of wounds, so I do want to save it in case we get into battle right away and I lose. Alright. Alright. Let's see. Let's keep going. Click on the...
Moving
pause the game. Alright. Let's see. So we're here at the Edgering Ruins. Nestled within the Apex's western range, serving as the gateway into Vendrian's Well. Kairos' forces have recently transformed it into a full garrison to ward off insurgents desperate to leave the well. So we can't pan the map. Oh wait, there's a world map. So this is the world map right here. Vendrian's Well, and you can pan this thing. So if you remember the beginning of the game, this is actually just a little corner of the world. So the world is like the rest of all this stuff. It doesn't show you it, but that's all been conquered by Kairos. So this is the only remaining section of the continent. This little island, this island right here, this big island, that hasn't been conquered yet by Kairos. And I guess it's been protected by this wall right here. And yeah. Here's the bastard city, Tunon's court. When the bastard city fell to Kairos' armies, Tunon, the adjudicator, the Archon of justice, claimed the palace for his own. Now Tunon's court serves as the center of law, and governance for the tiers. Location unreachable. Sealed by the magic of Kairos' edict. You cannot leave the valley, let alone travel to the bastard city. So we're stuck. Bastard tier. Named for its position between two realms, the Northern Empire and the Southern tiers. The bastard city and surrounding lands, known as the bastard tier, is the melting pot of cultures and place of commerce. Tiers in the south, place of wealth and excess. People of the north. A little more than a sprawling slum. Tunon the educator establishes court. I think this is all stuff we read before, but it's nice to kind of reread it now that we actually more understand what's going on. I think we read this stuff back when we first played the intro. Character creator stuff. Haven. Ladies and lords of the court of the coastal realm of Haven are known to spend as much energy fighting each other as they do the other realms. In recent generation, many of the coastal cities rebelled and became known as the Free Cities. Lawless dots along the coast, the majority of the realm's political and economic might resided within them, and by the time Kairos' conquest of the tiers, all major coastal powers had declared independence. This left Haven with an ambitious ruling structure that could not simultaneously weather political infighting and armed conflict, granting Kairos' forces an easy victory. Adrian's Well is the name of the central plateau of the tiers, a mountain-ringed valley of rivers, floodplains, and scattered farmland, once ruled by the house of Vendrian of the realm of Apex. At the heart of the valley is the mountain spire, At the base of the massive stone structure is an old citadel built centuries ago and largely left unused until recent times. So we're kind of stuck in this Vendrian's well until the game advances, until we do the edict and crush the Oathbreakers. Stone Sea is the named place given to the land of Azure after Kairos' Edict of Stone. Kairos' Edict of Stone devastated the landscape. Once a rolling landscape of winding rivers and fertile plains, tectonic shifts have altered the landscape, choking rivers and collapsing roads and altering the landscape for hundreds of leagues. Huh. Is this the Stone Sea? Is that what that's saying? Contested lands. These lands lay at the intersection of all four younger realms, ruined and depopulated by contests of war. Constant war. They were functionally abandoned centuries ago. This unsettled gap of sovereign power became the home of the mages of the School of Ink and Quill and their library fortress, the Vellum Citadel. Prior to Kairos' conquest of the Tears, the sages declared political neutrality and committed themselves to the collection and dissemination of knowledge. In reality, the sages hoarded their wisdom and manipulated other realms in cycles of war for centuries. This all came to a dramatic end when the Kairos' Edict of Fire brought forth volcanic eruptions that turned the contested lands into a burning, ash-strewn wasteland. Kairos really doesn't put up with shit, you know. He's just like, fuck it. Turn into a volcano. Blade Grave. The Blade Grave is named for what remains of the realm of the Stalwart. After its ruination, when Kairos proclaimed the Edict of Storms upon these lands, the magical storm struck the disfavored and unbroken armies during the height of their engagement. Now most of what remains is a blighted landscape of discarded armor weapons with high winds of rust and human dust. Crazy. Alright, anyways. Back here. Disfavored Camp. This fort was constructed shortly after routing rebels along the valley's western edge. The Archon, Graven Ash, and directs all disfavored efforts from this location. See if I leave. So this is the time right here, 10:17.
On it.
And I don't think time advances as I'm walking around. I haven't confirmed that, but I don't think it does. You see, it's still 10:17. Anyway. Alright, let's save the game once again and talk to these guys. Hail, Fatebinder. The Disfavored Scout nods as you approach. Camp's up on head. Don't mind us. Just clearing out the rabble. And this guy is Lethian's Crossing aligned. Sterling Hagnon. I still don't understand what I've done to offend. I respect that these are now disfavored lands, and I'm happy to give the Legion a proper toll. But she's going on about trading rights. What's that nonsense? Am I not allowed to trade one thing for another? It's like I'm selling weapons to angry peasants. It's not like I'm selling weapons to angry peasants or anything of the sort. You're on disfavored land, and these warriors have a right to kill you. You should be more than thankful they're even listening to you speak. The Overlord regulates all trade. If you lack proper permits, your goods are forfeit. This is none of my concern. Disfavored. Gain average favor. But I'm only here to peddle my wares. I mean no harm. The merchant takes a step back, his eyes scanning the soldiers for signs of movement. And if you think I'm a threat to Disfavored Camp, then you'll have seriously overestimated me. Now please, how do I make this right? From the sound of it, I feel like I'm about to be robbed. You're not the only one. I'm being robbed of my patience as we speak. We should move on, Fatebinder. petty disputes are beneath us both. Robbed? No, you fool. You're being granted life after trespassing on our lands. All for the simple price of what's in your cart. Not our fault that you don't have the permits in order. I don't write the rules, just ruthlessly enforce them. Please, can you do something? Launches towards you, eyes wide with desperation. Let's see your trade permits. You had best making a very strong argument why I should help you. Lose minor favor. This is not my concern. Let's see your trade permits. He hasn't got one. Therein lies the problem. A trade permit? Whom should I speak to for such a thing? Not us. That's not our problem. Maybe march your butt to Bastard City, then plead your case at Tunon. But we'll lighten your burden and relieve you of your wares first. That should make the longest trek a little bit more bearable. Anything to be argued before Tunon may be argued before me. Lose minor favored. You best start making a very strong argument why I should help you lose minor favor. I already saved it, so I'm just going to lose minor favor and then tell them to argue before me. What's there to discuss? We should kill this mongrel and the warrior pauses. If the fate binder wishes to weigh on the matter, courtesy demands we listen. This is a disfavored matter, but I know the agents of the court do so love to throw their judgments around. Well, you could rob me now and have my supplies today. The merchant grabs a flask from the cart. Or you can leave me alive and have fermented honey for all year long. I even have a few recipes for painkillers and healing droughts. Certainly any army will need those. And corks a small ceramic vial and then turmeric clovers, assault your nose. I really need more skill. Before I do this, I need more subterfuge. Yeah, I'm close to getting the subterfuge one. Central good to the war effort. But he has no permits. You're allowing a low-born wretch to profit when he should toil like any other conquered tiersman. Fate binder. It is your right to settle disputes when we lock horns with the chorus, but you have no authority on this matter. But I have the authority to write him a trade permit. Trust me, he'll be of use to the Legion. The disfavor will tolerate a presence, then will pay you back handsomely. Athletic stat. Are you questioning my judgment? Gain very minor favor. Leave this card as a gift for Ashen Grave, then leave it never come back. Write a trade permit, then it'll be used to the Legion. You seem so bent on protecting this tiersman, so be it. Spare us both parchment. Peddle your wares, but know that you're one mistake away from being strung toward another. Understood, ma'am. Great mercy, and will not squander. I'll endeavor to keep this camp supplied to the best of my ability. My deepest thanks. I thought I was about to be robbed and left for dead. And here I thought that this favor would thank me for trying to bring in fresh provisions. I was sure to keep my head down and not make any waves. So has he become like a merchant or something? Was there a reason for losing all that favor? Not that I lost a lot. Thank you for taking down the disfavored from doing worse. Sad times we live in, making humble living is being branded as a crime. So saving your life, your high was worth. Oh, well, naturally. One good deed deserves another. Well, when I have my shop up and running, I'll sell you provisions for a song and give you a proper bounty for any odd bits of weaponry you find, provided that you keep standing up for me, and should those iron goons try to rough me up for a second time. You were lucky with us before, merchant. Take care you don't change your luck this time. I guess I like to see your wares. Oh, so there's just inventory. So he does a camp supplies, which is nice. It means I can actually sleep. So I have 4, I think, on me. So how do I sell? Is this the selling spot? Yeah. So which way is this going? Is this going to me? Can't tell. So that's 3 going to me. 2 going to me. So what else is there? Iron Walker Helm, +2 armor. Insignia. Immunity frightened and terrified. Bunch of goofy things. Healing potions. What, I can't carry them because I think I'm full. Alright, well, whatever. I'll just reload it. Wonder how long these dudes will hang out if I don't. Slow down a moment. I know we're both eager to watch the Archons bitter over tactics, like a pair of magpies, but I need to ask you something first. Versus saying, how's that? The voices of Nurat told me that you've come as a mediator. Considering the source, well, I can't help but feel I'm only hearing half the story, so let's have it out. What's so special about you? Here to deliver an edict from Kairos. I have nothing to tell you. Why suspicious? What else would the voices in Nurat told you? Gain average fear. I have nothing to tell you. Alright, if you say so. You're walking with this weight pressing on your shoulders, and I thought you could use a reprieve. Enough of this. I must meet with the Archons. Why so suspicious? I just got this feeling when the Archons are together, the air gets as taut as a bowstring. I can't help but think no amount of compromise will get them seeing eye to eye. Why do you think the Archon are at odds? I've been with the Scarlet Chorus since the early days of the Conquest, so I can say it's been building for a few years now. There's energy about those two, like a pair of storms moving to collide. I heard tell that Graven Ash and the Voices of Nurat shared some bad blood in the Northern Empire, but I don't know the particulars. That's absurd. If Archons cannot put the past behind them, they're unfit to command. Quick to anger, are we? Not disagreeing with you, but I would take care where you speak your mind. Someone is always eager to report slander to their favorite Archon. What else has the Voices of Nurat told you? Only that I could find you in Edgering Ruins. Truthfully, I could have picked you out of a crowd. You're the only one of us that hasn't spent the last few months bathing in the stink of the Manti River. Enough of this. I must meet with the Archons. So we're gaining fear. Oh, my fear is already at level 3. Hey, don't let me hold you back. I'm sure whatever you're here to do is important enough that you don't need me stepping in your path. The war tent is just past the center of camp. One last thing. Be careful around those disfavored types. They take their work seriously and must have suffered many blows to their head. Yeah, there we go. Unlocked another thing. Nice. So I need a major strength to unlock this one. And a major strength to unlock this one. So now it doesn't matter which way I go with her. Now that I have both abilities. Let's check out that ability. I keep not paying attention to what ability it is, though. So this one is Fury's Rage. It's this one. Once per rest. Project intense flames towards Verse, which she catches on her blades and spins into an aura of writhing flames around her. Nearby foes will take burn damage from flames while they last. It's AoE. 2 meters. Fire mage. Crazy. So like anybody near takes a bunch of damage. Combo. This one is ranged. This one's also ranged. Alright. I'm going to try not talking to these guys. Hopefully they'll stick around. Because I kind of want subterfuge before I talk to them. Walk around over here and see what's going on. Nothing. Okay, let's talk to these guys. Yeah, I might as well save it first since I already did something. Stormcaller has arrived. The Stormcaller. The Disfavored cut a bloody swath in the realm of the Stalwart. By 1030 TR, it was clear that the countryside had fallen, but the last of the Stalwart's regiments, the ruling family, remained hidden in this massive keep its sentinels stand, unwilling to meet its fate in the final battle. To punish the cowardice, Kairos inflicted the Edict of Storms in the region, and you were chosen for the honor of proclaiming this magic spell. Those present known to you as Stormcaller, even though you did not actually cast the edict. The distinction is hazy to the common soldier, and most see you as a vessel for Kairos' arcane wrath. So you proclaimed it, but you don't actually cast it. It's kind of weird. The guards nod as you approach. It's an honor to welcome you to Disfavored Camp. It must have been a terrifying honor to be a mouthpiece for Kairos' magic, you lucky sod. Disfavored gain major favor. Salute. Ashengrave protects. Gain minor favor. I have an important message of Archons. If you don't mind, I'm in a hurry. Lives were lost when I declared the Edict of Storms. I don't share your fond memory. Disfavored gain minor wrath. We're going to continue giving disfavor. That he does. Be well, Fatebringer. Glory to Kairos. Addendum added. The Conqueror's Will. So I did this one. Kairos must be personally delivered to Archons. Find them at Disfavored Camp. Meeting up. Alright. Getting towards the Archons. Cart is bustling with fresh food and useful goods. Table is lined with herbs.
Sorry, I can't.
Water and grain. Oh, there's some subterfuge.
Sorry, I can't.
Water and sigil. Some more subterfuge. How much subterfuge do I have now? 34. Getting better.
I got it. Can't do that.
Tower shield.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
And there's a misclicking. So, well, not really misclicking, but clicking on stuff I can't go to, so it's like yelling at me. Talk to this dude. Tanis curses the air as the blade of thin iron breaks in half beneath his hammer. Repairing weapons with scrap isn't exactly why I got into this craft, but our supplies are spent. He wipes the sweat from his brow and gets a better look at you. Why not forge bronze? Bronze will do in a pinch, but don't get me wrong. It can take a beating and get bent back into shape. Unlike the stubborn iron we have here, he glances into a pile of work with dread. We always have plenty of tin and copper lying around, so supplies aren't the problem. It's a rare smith who can churn out military-grade bronze consistently. More often than not, it comes out soft. Look around the camp. We're garbing the Legion head to toe in iron because it's cheaper and easier to produce for the masses. Couldn't do that with bronze. They call the Disfavored the Iron Legion for a reason. Strategy and skill may be our backbone, but our claws are made of iron. The good stuff that comes from the smiths in Lethan's Crossing. You're no stranger to that, are you, Fatebringer? He spares you a subtle wink. Iron isn't just a symbol of strength and unity. It means friendship in some circles, as you yourself have seen. When the Disfavored Scout officers appealed to you for access to iron weapons, you granted a sword to the Disfavored officer, thrusting the elite legion to use the iron responsibility and remember favor done in their name. Gain average favor. You mentioned an iron shortage? I'm afraid so. The last shipment sent down from the Matini went missing near Echo Call Crossing, and I'm afraid won't be seeing any more now that the valley's been sealed. Forge-bound iron is Tunan's responsibility. Why is it the first I'm hearing of it? Keep your voice down. Tanis flinches noises on. Graven Ash doesn't want to cause a panic or pass any information to the Vendrian guard. Best case scenario, the iron got tumbled off a boat and is rusting on a riverbed. Worst case, it ends up in enemy hands. If I find myself in Echo Call, I suppose I can keep an eye out. What an embarrassing display of incompetence. Count me out. Alright, I appreciate that, as does Great General. More than you might guess. Maybe he isn't quick to offer his thanks to outsiders, but I know he'll be grateful for your help. It would be a boon to the war effort if our iron was recovered. You can trust me to handle this. I'm here to help, even if it means cleaning up Archons' mess. You can trust me to handle this. I knew Tunan wouldn't win to dispatch you without good reason. The court isn't exactly known for gambling when stakes are high. He glances to a crate beside him and points to a small set of notches of the wood. You see that? This is how we tell apart iron shipments from the rest. Inconspicuous, so people don't go snooping around. Keep your eye out for those. Good hunting. Alright. A new quest. Explore Echo Call Crossing for clues of missing iron. He's got nothing else to say. Show me what you have to sell. He's got a bunch of stuff that I don't have money for. Alright, whatever. It looks like there's like another... Yeah, there's this thing right here.
Can't do that.
It's locked. And this is the thing. This is places where I need to go. More talking here, though. Always love the talking. I am Luka. This is Marcus, the Disfavored soldier's point to the armed man next to her. And you must be the Fate Binder. I always want to say Fate Bringer, but it's Fate Binder. As one of Tunan's Fate Binders, you are a traveling deputy of law, authorized to be the judge, jury, and executioner of Tunan's absence. You have authority over civilians and soldiers alike, although Tunan may freely destroy you should you misuse your power. Scarlet Chorus and Disfavored soldiers are required to abide by your judgment, a fact that often offends those who feel they should have to answer the rules put forth by their Archon. They're very similar to like an Inquisitor, like back in the Middle Ages. It's kind of interesting. We've been assigned to your hospitality, Marcus, while you remain on Disfavored ground. Should you need a place to rest, we can handle necessary preparations. What can we do for you? Pit fighter. Are there any combat games we had in the camp? A question better suited to the Scarlet Chorus camp, if you don't mind the smell. Anyone looking for a fight could find one among those braggarts. Nice. Just take care you don't headbutt the wrong gang boss. In the heat of battle, there are some who wouldn't hesitate to cut your face off, agent of Tunon or not. Marcus, tell me about yourself. I'm not sure there's much to tell you. I trained at Fort Resolution. This is my first campaign. I'm proud to be with the Legion. I was wounded at the Gates of Judgment, but Ashen Grave Protection mended me. I owe him my life. Are you bragging that you let your guard down and took a spear to the gut? You really shouldn't boast about a filthy tearsman besting you in battle. You're just bitter that Lord Ash never seems to notice you. In all seriousness, I would take that spear again if it brought honor to this favor. Kairos knows we could use it. We are the elite fighters of the Northern Army, but somehow still we lack the Overlord's confidence. Luka, tell me about yourself. I do this. She enthusiastically lifts up her heavy shield, and I do this. Mockingly stabs at the air with her spear. Playing host is not my strong suit. Ignore my sarcasm. I've seen the Legion through my share of campaign. After so much bloodshed, and our pretense of honor can wear me down. The North is my home. I consider each and every one of the ironclad bastards in this camp to be my family. You wouldn't find any other army where each member of the phalanx is beloved and cherished as the next. You seem handy with a weapon, Luka. Disfavored favor 1. If you ever want some pointers on how to use the weapon of yours, just let me know. She winks. Luka, are you flirting with the Tunon's Fatebinder? Relax, Marcus. There are plenty of camp slaves if I ever need to scratch an itch, although through the visors of her helm you notice Luka's eyes roving up and down your body. If ever you need someone to warm your bedroll, let me know. I sleep in my armor. I hope you don't mind. How have your skills fared in battle against the Oathbringers, Marcus? Disfavored favor 1. Every battle is a reminder of the Legion's superiority. The Oathbreakers have plenty of heart, but nothing to beat our northern values of Nash and Graves' love. If you ever want to enjoy that feeling, I can spare you the time of day to cross iron. Marcus, I'd like some training. Of course, Fatebinder. Oh, so you have to pay money for it, huh? Ranks trained to this level. Ranks train this level. So 0 to 5. So you can train 5 ranks per level, looks like. And I can train in parry or one-handed. Current rank, 13 out of 45. One-handed. 13 ranks. There's my 13 ranks there. Plus 19, plus 6 gives me 38. I wonder what this bar is. Is it how good I am out of 45? I don't know. Or maybe 50? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Disfavored favor 2. Welcome back, Fatebringer. Luka here was just mentioning that, only because you asked, that you've been a real asset to Disfavored ever since you arrived. Not that everyone expected different. What's it like serving with the Disfavored? In spite of our name, the Legion commands more honor than any military force in the face of Tetrius. Unlike the Chorus, there is tradition, discipline, teamwork, and unity of purpose. There aren't many of us, but it's a better way. We're a tightly knit family bond, bound together by trust and glory. If the Legion boasts so much honor, why are they disfavored? The story is common knowledge, but we don't discuss it out of, well, it's not considered polite. It has to do with Ashen Grave and the rise of the Kairos Empire. I'm sure you can put some of the pieces together. I could use some training, Luka. So you can do thrown weapons, dodge, or athletics. And I can get kind of high up in level if I train some of these things too. So what does dodge do again? Defends against range attacks from bows, javelins, or magic spells. Parry is defending against melee attacks and spells. Effectiveness attack with thrown weapons. Athletics. Wish I could train in subterfuge. One-handed and parry. Train and parry. A couple times and
You learn
level up.
something every day.
Look at these question marks. Get disengagement attack. So they hit with disengagement, which means you're walking away, so be careful. Stealth. Scouting mode is used for stealth and finding hidden objects while scouting. Character selection of circles. It'll detect them. Feels yellow, the character is suspicious and will move to investigate. Circle feels red. It becomes fully red, the character will be discovered. Alright. Store allows you to trade and sell your items for copy rings. Yes, alright. Stores refresh. Level up. Your characters learn enough to level up. Max level in health and fully healed. Also increase one attribute point and purchase new talent. With each level, character's attribute point. Increasing attribute costs 1 point until the attribute score reaches 19. To raise an attribute from 19 to 20, it requires 2 attribute points. Alright, so I can raise one of these. That might sounds pretty good. Let's do that one. Because he's kind of a warrior type. I've got 1 point to spend here. You can spend one of the 6 categories and talent tree of the tiers. Companions have their own talent trees. Alright. Let's see, power. So to get to these requires 2 talent points spent in the power tree. So I have Sunder. Hits multiple nearby enemies. Adds armor penetration to the thrust ability. And increases accuracy. Aggressive stance that focuses on rapid strike to overwhelm opponents. Mighty stance. Aggressive stance focus on powerful strikes that penetrates foes' armor. 4 armor penetrated by attacks. That sounds pretty good. Do I just already know that one? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I'm learning that one. Let's learn Mighty, and then I'll get to this tier next.
Will do. I got it.
All right. Can I sleep with these guys? Can I rest here? It's kind of weird that they were like, you know. They kind of said like, they kind of hinted at like, oh, you can, you know, take a nap. But like, oh, there it is. There's the bed. Nice.
Can't do.
All right. Let's save that. Let's go talk to the Archons. All right, well, before we do that, it's been... Oh, we're at subterfuge again. Hidden objects. You discovered a hidden object. Many areas to have hidden traps or chests. When discovered, these objects will highlight for all your party to see. Nice.
Huh.
Ooh, lots of fancy gems. That's a nice find. And it increased my subterfuge, which is always a good thing. I'm at 35 now. I guess
Moving
just be in like
cautiously.
trap mode. The bad thing is trap mode's so slow. Stealth mode.
Quiet down.
Gotta wonder how much secret stuff there is in this camp. Is like that's the only thing, or is there like a bunch
I'll
of
be your
it?
shadow.
Quiet down.
Yeah, like I'm not familiar enough with the game to like, know
Sorry,
how
I can't.
many hidden things there are everywhere.
I'll be your shadow.
Alright, well that's a good stopping point for the episode. Next time we'll talk to the Archons. See ya, thanks for watching.